Ladies and gentlemen, Taurus friends, hello, 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 hello. This is a reading for you for the period from the 1st to the 15th of January. And as is customary, what I usually like to do is look up. I like to show you what's happening in the sky, so when our woes get us down, we can look up. Now, the first thing that happens is this meteor shower, the quadrantides, and it's on the 4th of January, between the night of that night between the 3rd and the 4th, and it's an intense shower, but brief. It's also generous, about 9 meteors every hour, and the radiant point at which the meteor seems to originate can be seen at 66 degrees above the northeastern horizon. Then we have a really cool event that I like. It's a perihelion. The perihelion, the word means peri, near, and a helion, sun. And the 5th of January is the moment during the year, the closest the Earth will be to the sun, which I think is really, really cool. And the next event, of course there are so many, but I've chosen these. There's a conjunction between the moon and Aldebaran, and there are many conjunctions between these two throughout the year. But this is interesting because they're very close. They're only within 2.3 degrees of each other, and will be visible in the constellation of Taurus. Now then we've got our page that doesn't turn, which is the lunar eclipse. Okay, we're expecting this lunar eclipse, right? The 10th of January, and it's a penumbral lunar eclipse. And what does that mean? It means that there will be a shadow, and partially shadowed eclipse, so we will see most of the moon. And what do eclipses mean for us? Why are they important? Well, eclipses herald in, they announce the peak of a moon cycle, and it heralds in a cycle of completion. What occurs usually, you'll find that secrets may be revealed to you. And what's interesting about this full moon is that it is in the sign of Cancer, a very sensitive sign. And that means that we're going to start feeling our feelings. Our feelings are going to come to a head. They're going to emerge. Emotions are going to run high. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's prepare for that. Let's not be caught off guard, because we'll know what to expect. So let's start getting into the reading now. You'll see that I have this screen. I'm using my phone as a screen, and I have it is the fastest remedy I found to get my hands in sync and not have any latency, but I'll be changing this next week. I'll have to learn how that works. So Taurus, what's in store for you for the period 1st to the 15th? These are the Gustav Klimt Gilded Tarot deck. Beautiful deck, but I've used it before here. And what I'm going to be doing is laying the cards, showing you them, and then casting runes on them, over them, and then reading them with you together. All right, Taurus, let's see what's in store for you for the period, the 1st to the 15th. Here we go. 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 Interesting. All right, we have the Death card here. And when the Death card comes out, I usually like to take another from under the deck, and there it is. And we've got the Page of Wands. Let's see then later on what happens when we pull the rune. Then we've got this Three of Swords. The Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins. The Empress, the 3rd major arcana. The Empress. The 7 of Swords. And the Justice card. the Justice card. Now, I'm going to take my great runes here, this great runes, and get the bag out as if I were playing bingo. And take one for each little stack here, each card. And we'll go through those. All right, now look, over the Death card, remember we have the Page of Wands, and I've got Lagos here, Lagos or Lagus, and Lagos or Lagus is an intuitive rune. It talks about intuitive knowledge. It's all about female anima energy, emotional energy, and it talks about having a good memory, and it talks about success in learning. Now, what does that mean for us? It means that that you're going to catch wind of something that is coming your way, ladies and gentlemen, that you're not fully understanding, but the issue here is that around the 10th there is that eclipse, and there is the necessity to close a cycle, and you will be, unbeknownst to you, you're not going to do it willingly nor knowingly. It's almost as if you're making an unconscious, a subconscious decision here, and Lagos is telling you to go back and remember a time when you had to do this, because this is a karmic cycle I'm looking at, and remember a time that you had to go through this, and remember the teaching that came your way, what you learned in that cycle, and that will give you a clue as to what is going to happen in terms of that Death card, in terms of the messages that are coming your way, and the teaching and learning that you're going to you're going to go through. The Three of Swords here has the rune of need. Now, need is a rune that talks of patience. Now, the Three of Swords is all about heartache, and we know that, and that's fine. But it also clarified, it also talks about a delay. It also talks of having patience. It talks of constraints. The rune need talks about a difficult learning situation. Okay, now this is the second time I'm mentioning learning to you, Taurus. Now, this can play out in many different ways. I'll give you an example. For example, you were expecting a person of the heart. Okay, let's say that you were expecting your significant other is overseas. He or she is working. They're on a mission, literally on a mission. You don't know all the details of it, but you need to exercise patience in order for you to make it your job to understand what it is that you have to learn from this difficult situation. It's quite interesting, but it's putting you to the test, Taurus. You are being put to the test. Now, the Knight of Coins here has Gifu, and Gifu is a rune that talks of a partnership, a gift, and this is how I'm seeing the two cards that I just talked about. The learning situation, this need to learn, and that is the gift. The learning that you pull from the situation is translated into a gift. Gifu is also talks about an important development in a romantic relationship. It is a test of time. It's a test of time and patience in a relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to only be in a romantic relationship. This can also play out on a business partnership or family membership, family relationship, or co-worker relationship. Now I'm looking at this Empress, and I have here Isa over the Empress, and the Empress is all about creating, right? Is all about birthing something. She's always comes out in the card, the Empress, often with a pregnant. She's the creative element in the tarot card, in the major arcana. So Isa, what is Isa? Isa talks of a stop, a cooling off of relations, cooling down of a relationship. Now here, all of the signs are pointing you to learning, healing. The teaching will be bringing in healing for you, and the need for patience. Cooling down of a relationship. It's a test for you. You're going to be tested, Taurus. Now we have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords has Manats. Manats talks about humankind. There's an interdependence here. What this rune is telling you, ladies and gentlemen, Taurus, it's very, very clear. Excuse me. It tells you to glean emotion, glean affection from others in your realm. Interdependence. You will receive aid. You will be receiving help with what you need, emotionally speaking. And it is a time, Manats is telling you, it's time to make new plans. It's time to make new plans. Now I have the card of Justice, which is a karmic card, and I've got here Awats. Awats is a card of movement. All right, now a card of movement in or shifts, change, and I'm thinking changes, and I'm hearing here changes in terms of homes. You will, many of you Taurus friends, be in the market to change your apartment, go to a different place, even a different town, if you will. And Awats also talks of a gradual development. Now look, you have all of the signs here: patience, waiting, and gradual development. So here I have with Manats, we spoke about receiving aid and the time is ripe for you to create a new plan. Use these 2 weeks to have plan B. Come up with plan B. Need to create plan B. And the Justice card, the karmic cards with a watch here, is suggesting that perhaps you can change your environment, and not only moving to another house or moving to a different apartment. It can simply be changing your ambience, putting in new furniture, or changing the scenery around and inside your home. I'm going to use now the Italian oracle deck that's called the Oracle of Destiny, that I use in my private readings, and because I like the way they work. And here I'm going to be using them in this reading because they're very clear and very straightforward. I'll pull 2 groups of cards. All right, Taurus, let's see the first 3. We've got riuscita d'affari, the successful affairs, successful business. So if that plan's underway, protezione, protection, and sorpresa, surprise. It is all about creating a new plan. That's where the success is coming for you, Taurus. Then the last 3 cards are prudenza, caution, successo, success, and regalo, gift. It looks like that the learning process that is going to afford you a supreme moment where you have the time and you need the patience to create a plan B. which is going to be extremely successful for you, Taurus. I do really hope that this was of help to you, Taurus. And do like and share my videos if you appreciate them, and subscribe if this is your first time around here. I'd appreciate that. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Until we read together again, and I'll be coming up with Aries right away. Bye-bye.